The fuck is up, YouTube? Can I swear in my videos? Actually no. Okay. Today is the 23rd of April and it is a Thursday actually. And yesterday I said Thursday as well, but it is actually Thursday now. So let's go over the day. As you can see, today I won my trade, but let's go more in depth. So during Asia session we were manipulating the whole time and we had this candle during 2 AM, which I'm not sure what happened there actually. You guys can write it in the comments if you guys know, but I have no idea and I don't actually care at all. But during this time we were manipulating and then we had a quite big reversal after 5 AM. And for the guys in New York, it's... Let me just change my time zones. Yeah. New York. Okay, so... Fuck, man. Okay, so for the guys who uses this time frame, or not time frame, but time zone, yeah. We had the reversal from 11 PM, and during London session, as you can see, we kind of did the same thing, and both of the indexes were aligned, so nothing sketchy there. But the main thing during Asia, we had one fair value gap, which we did inverse later in the same session or during the opening of London. And on ES we did the same, but we inversed it way sooner. So for London session it was looking like an easy long off of the manipulation reversal, which amplifies long during the next session. And also because we have just inversed this 1 hour gap, then it would have been an easy long. But as you can see, market opened with a huge manipulation to the downside. I mean, it's an early candle, but it was still huge, I think. Let's check. Yeah, we broke section the 5 minute and I believe on the 15 minute as well. Yes, as you can see right here. So we did the same manipulation reversal, but this time making another fair value gap on Nasdaq, and we didn't make one on ES, or a very small one, but we inversed these gaps right after that. And because this was also a manipulation reversal, it was amplifying for another long during New York session, which we did get. But yeah, as you can see, after that it wasn't looking very promising. So I do believe that these are the two things that happened during Asia and London, which were necessarily a thing that I had to talk about. I don't think anything else happened here. And was it during London? Yeah. So one more thing actually, during London we made this SMT, because from these Asia highs to these Asia highs, we swapped these highs on ES and we went on Nasdaq. So we made an SMT, which was amplifying for shorts after this period of time. But one thing to keep in mind is that we didn't actually get this kind of breakout structure, because after seeing SMT you would want to wait for a breakout structure on the, let's say, 15 minute, which as you can see we got after a time. But wait, when did we get this? So this right here is not, I mean it could be a low. Let's check on ES. Yeah, this is why it's not the best SMT, because on ES, as you can see, we didn't even get the retrace or anything basically. But on Nasdaq we almost broke structure, and the reason why this wasn't a completed SMT, because this was the more bearish index, but we had this 15-minute gap right before market open, and we actually just respected the fuck out of it. So because of that, it wasn't completed. It wasn't a completed SMT. Yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind. So because of this gap, and because we have respected this gap, then it was looking more like longs. Let's just get rid of these drawings that we have covered. And for those who are confused, these orange, basically orange, yeah, orange lines are showing session lows or highs. London low, London high is not here, but Asia high, Asia low, and then previous day high and previous day low. Do we have this? No. Okay, don't have that. But yeah, and these red lines are just hourly lows or highs, and the green ones are equilibriums. And the only reason why I have these lines, because I don't like the boxes, because I always just move them, so it's much easier to navigate. Yeah, as you can see, sometimes I just leave them there, but it just makes my life easier if I do this instead of leaving the box right there. Yeah, so after open on ES, as you can see, we made another 15-minute gap, bullish gap, and on the other index we didn't make anything on the 15-minute, but on ES, as you can see, we later respected this gap as well. So we had two respected bullish gaps, amplifying for longs basically. And on the 5-minute, as you can see, sorry. So on the 5-minute, on ES, which we have had the 15-minute gap later, also not retested, but kinda respected. We also had a 5-minute gap, which got inversed. Fuck, man. Okay, so hopefully they are not shouting from now on. But what I was talking about is that on ES we had this 5-minute gap, which we have inversed during open. So this was also a confluence going into the day for longs, because this day I wasn't really biased and I couldn't choose a side based off this, but I didn't talk about this. We were in a uptrend, obviously, but if it wasn't obvious then for you, then we were in an uptrend on both of the indexes, which I had to keep in mind, because yesterday I lost because of it. And let's scale down again. Okay, so we had this 5-minute gap, which we have disrespected to the upside, and we also had this 5-minute gap after that, which we actually didn't inverse the first time, and then we have inverse, but this was a consolidation kind of bullshit price action. Nobody cares about this, because on the other index we had this gap, which we have inversed, and after the consolidation we broke structure to the upside. So it wasn't like a strong inverse, and because we still had this 15-minute gap right here, which we were respecting during this consolidation time frame, after the break of structure it was obvious for me to go long. There are the green lines, which are just showing equilibrium. Nobody really cares. We feel them basically during this consolidation time frame. Okay, so this is not really a key or an important disrespect, fuck, like a disrespected gap. So let's go with the entry. This line is just another fair value gap, which I didn't want to mark out because there was just too many things on the chart. What is this gap? I'm lost in my charts. Yeah, it's a 5-minute gap, which didn't get inverse during the time when I entered my trade. But I knew that it was going to be inversed because as you can see, we broke structure to the upside. So it wouldn't really have been logical for us to not inverse this after all. But you know, we had the potential. It was a little bit risky, but you have to take these in order to get the better entries. And yeah, this was a marked out fair value gap, which we did inverse on the 1 minute. So because we have inversed this gap, and we got the 5-minute breakout structure, I didn't want to wait for the whole 5-minute inversion of this gap because, you know, I need the better entry. And also this is just another gap which we have inversed, and it basically marked the end of this manipulation era, or not manipulation, sorry, consolidation, and also maybe this gap, because let's just look at these two gaps, for example. And this can help you a lot when you are looking at the higher time frames, because if you are looking at the 5-minute, then sometimes, let's say for example this from 10 to 10:30, during this time frame on the 5-minute, you can't really see anything basically. Just look at this bullshit, okay? But if you scale down to the 1 minute, then you can see a lot. And by that, I mean bullshit, but you can basically guess where the whole consolidation is going to end. Because right here, we had this inverse fair value gap, which was amplifying for shorts, but because we still had the volume and we then later inversed this 1 minute gap, and then we came up and retested this 1 minute gap, which we didn't inverse, and after that we got the breakout structure, then it was obvious now that the consolidation is going to be over, which, as you can see, happened quite early before after this time. So yeah, this was my entry, the 5-minute break basically, I think. And one more thing, it's only a 1.4 risk to reward, but it was because I wanted to do it safely. I could have had my stops right here, which would have been risky, but it's not the first low. I like to put my stops at not the first but the second most recent low, so it should have been right here, but I wanted to be more safe today because of this whole consolidation thing. But yeah, it ended up crashing both of my take profits. One was right here, moving my stops to my entry, and the second was up here, which was previous day highs. So yeah, I think it wasn't an easy day, and as you can see later we started going down, but I don't care about this much. But yeah, quite a good trade. I was patient, I had my boundaries, and I wasn't biased on any sides. and I was looking for shorts during this time as well, but because of these gaps, basically, I managed to get this 1.4, these two reward. Okay, so see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.